Hello, everyone. Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. I know about 97% of my audience is male, but I still want to wish Happy Mother's Day to all the moms who might be watching this video. Welcome to the Union Pacific Railroad Evanston subdivision in HO Scale. My name is Daryl Cruz, owner and builder of the layout, and your host for a special Mother's Day update. This is where we stand as of 2023 on Mother's Day. Still working on scenery. And we're getting to the point where we're going to have scenery on the complete peninsula. Just a little bit left here to do. Kind of take you through the steps of doing the scenery. First thing is drawing on the backdrop exactly where we want the landscape to go on the backdrop. Kind of went a little bit high right there. Can't really see the mark too much, but I just use a pencil and just kind of freehand what I think the landscape might look like. And then once we have that done, then we take some cardboard strips about 1.5 inches wide, 1 to 1.5 inches long as possible, and we hot glue them about 8 inches apart. These are considered vertical strips. Now here I had to get inside the peninsula to reach some of these on the back side. Here you can kind of see what it looks like inside the peninsula. A little bit of storage there. There is access points throughout. There's another little access point there in the middle, and then all the way at the end there's another access point. So I can get to the layout from the back if I need to, which I did here, especially like right around here where that white strip is there. I had to kind of use the access from the back there. But these are all the vertical strips about 8 inches apart. And just kind of continue it underneath. I didn't go all the way underneath where it's really wide. I just kind of had two separate strips. But over here towards the finished part there, I did just use one strip all the way from the backdrop to the fascia. All right, once we had the vertical strips in, then we did the horizontal strips and try to make sure that there is one strip at the backboard and then one strip where there's a either the road bed or the fascia, and then a strip in between. So these actually ended up being a little bit closer. The horizontal strips were anywhere from 3 inches to 6 inches apart. You can kind of see how it all fits together. It actually is a pretty stable by doing this, weaving the strips in and out. And it's pretty easy to come up with a pretty believable landscape. At this point, I do not yet have any supports underneath. I knew there where it got a little bit wide, I was going to have to do some support somehow. Now I did have some signals that I wanted to protect, so I turned off the power, laid the signals on the track, and then taped them down. I didn't want to inadvertently snag one. Here is the other set of signals for this control point. And then I used rosin paper to kind of give it a little bit more strength and to get rid of the weave effect that might appear, or the webbing effect that might appear. Now this one was actually a little too thick, too wide for where the starting point was. So I kind of started in the middle here. You can see I first of all glue it to the strip that's right next to the backdrop, and then I lay it down. And I glue it and then cut it. Basically glue it all down, and then I cut it where it comes close to the road bed. And here you can see the rest of the paper on. Looks pretty good. Now there was a section right here where it got like it was really smooth on the part there from the backdrop to the roadbed, right here to the right there, and then this wide part here is just really smooth looking. It did not look realistic to me. Now here's not too bad. There's some bumps and stuff, some natural looking contours, but right here, see how smooth it is? It just didn't look realistic to me to be a nice even swell there. Kind of was a nice even swell all along here. So to take care of that, I used some skewers and basically just kind of broke them at the right length and then just propped it up from wherever there was a joist. I just used the skewers to prop it up a little bit, and that really did the job. You can see it kind of put in enough of a little wrinkle into it to kind of put in some natural looking bumps or contours, so that it looked a lot better. And was looking here, this also was still a little too smooth, so I had such great success here. I went ahead and did it on here also. You can see now there's some a little bit more contour looking. You can't really see too much of a difference, but there is definitely a couple of bumps there and breaks up the too even of a swell. And so here basically I have it to the point where I thought it looked pretty good. Now the next step is going to be adding some plaster gauze to the entire surface where the rosin paper is. And we'll use the plaster gauze to not only cover the rosin paper, but also to kind of connect it to the roadbed and also to the fascia, so it's all sealed up nice. And then that will be followed up with a thin layer of plaster that will be brushed on, and then paint and ground foam and what other vegetation that we can add, and of course ballasting of the track and a lot of painting. So that's something to look forward to. And then the entire peninsula will be having a basic scenery, and then I'll come back once I get this section here done by UTLX repair facility. Then I'll come back and put in some extra details on the entire peninsula. So I still have some work to do here on the flyover bridge. Need to add ballast and some weathering. The bridge is not glued down yet. I have to put in some guardrails on the track and railings for the bridge. So a lot of details to add. Static grass, of course. So those are some things that still need to be added. So I have a few weeks left yet before the peninsula can be considered to be completed. Also have to add some photo backdrops. So lots of things to look forward to in the coming weeks. And so they're kind of getting a look of what I have up to this point. We started down by the Castle Rock and up to the Curvo flyover, and now coming up to Wasatch. This is going upgrade, and we'll come up to where the new scenery construction is taking place. Kind of see the change from it being basically done to where it's in the process of being completed. So this is coming up to Wasatch. The lines separate, as you can see, and then now at Wasatch they come back together for the Wasatch control point. And then we have the new area here by the UTLX. So again, some plaster needs to be added yet, painting. It's going to take a little bit more ballasting here than it did on the previous sections, since there's lots of turnouts. I have yet to ballast the turnout. All the ballasting so far has been on a track that does not have any turnouts. So I have the 4 turnouts in the control point area, and then there's, I think, 7, 8, 9 or more turnouts here at the UTLX repair facility. So we see some horns going off. And so this will be the end of the peninsula. Once I get the peninsula done completely, then I'll start working down the line there towards Evanston. So that's also something to look forward to. Something how just even though there's no plaster or anything on it, definitely just having the shape of the landforms in kind of gives the area a whole new look. It's kind of exciting to see the shape that everything's going to take, as opposed to just having all the joist and risers and girders and everything visible and wiring. It's nice to have everything covered up. This is a manifest train, one of the 3 through manifest trains that I have on the layout. This one's pulled by 3 locomotives at the head end. That's a Athearn Gevo and an Athearn SD70 and an Athearn SD75. Picked all those up at Lombard Hobby. Got those quite a while ago. I've had these for quite some time. A lot of people ask me if I always have 2 locomotives at the head end. I do have 3 at on some trains. Probably about 3 or 4 trains have 3 locomotives at the head end, and then of course we have a lot of mid-train and end-of-train DPU. This is a Curvo flyover. Again, it's not completed. Had somebody criticize me on some gaps or whatever. I had to explain to him that I'm still working on it. Definitely needs some weathering. Black really swallows all the detail. And this is coming down the grade on the original main line. You can hear the dynamic brakes on as it descends this 1.7% grade. The original main line is used for all the downhill trains. Got some pretty nice curves. So that's where things stand as of Mother's Day 2023. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel. Coming up, I have a possible live stream tomorrow, so look forward to that. And then I have some cab ride videos I'm looking to post. People have been asking about those quite a bit. And then I probably will also do a full layout overview again. I kind of do that periodically to kind of give everybody a chance to see the whole layout. Make sure you check out the track plan if you want to see what the whole layout's about. That's in the description. Again, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have had a great weekend and a great Mother's Day and a great week upcoming. Take care, everybody.